I think we're going to get everybody, even the Grinchiest or the Scroogiest of you out there, we're going to get you in the holiday spirit with a special 12 Days of Christmas Wrestling Edition.
Okay.
And this is something I wrote a few years ago for Cameo, but I always thought it would present itself best with video.
Okay.
And my man Casey Hopkins, who WWE is crazy for not hiring, he's had 5 interviews. He's so good. He brought my Instagram back from the dead, completely revitalized my Facebook, and he just does a killer job, not just with the editing, but with the thoughts. He takes something that I give and makes it so much better. WWE, if you're listening, and I know you are, you need to hire Casey Hopkins. And the proof, as they say, is in the figgy pudding. So let's all enjoy.
Okay.
The 12 Days of Wrestling. How do I turn this up?
On the first day of Christmas, True Love showed to thee Stu Hart's kid with a bad knee.
On the second day of Christmas, True Love showed to me
2 purple hugs and Stu Hart's kid with a bad knee. On the third day of Christmas, True Love showed to thee 3-man band, 2 purple hugs, and Stu Hart's kid with a bad knee.
They're harmonizing, man. Kind of.
Now on that 4th day of Christmas, brother, True Love showed to thee 4 horsemen, 3-man band, 2 purple hugs, and Stu Hart's kid with a bad knee. On that 5th day of Christmas, True Love showed to thee 5 wrestling rings, a 4 horsemen, 3-man band, 2 purple hugs, and Stu Hart's kid with a bad knee.
On the 6th day of Christmas, True Love showed to me
619, 5 wrestling rings, a 4 horsemen, 3-man band, 2 purple hugs, and Stu Hart's kid with a bad knee.
This is where it gets controversial.
Now on that 7th day of Christmas, brother, True Love showed to thee a 7 body slamming 619, 5 wrestling rings, a 4 horsemen, not including Roma.
Roma? Paul Roma? No, there's no way. There's no way Paul Roma was a
On that 8th day of Christmas, brother, True Love showed to thee 8 80s gimmicks, 7 body slamming, 619, 5 wrestling rings. Ow! A 4 horsemen.
You're not kidding. Paul Roma was a member of the four horsemen. Ole and Arn and Tully and Flair. I'll include Wyndham or Luger, but no, not Roma. I can't go there.
A 9 Rusa selling, 8 80s gimmick, 7 body slamming, 619, 5 wrestling rings. Ow! 4 horsemen, 3-man band, 2 purple hugs, and Stu Hart's kid inside of surgery.
Oh.
Now on that 10th day of Christmas, True Love showed to thee a 10 lads a leaping, 9 roots a selling, 8 80s gimmicks, 7 body slamming, 6 619s, 5 wrestling rings. Ow! 4 horsemen, I'm not counting Roma, 2 and 2 hearts kids with a brand new knee. On that 11th day of Christmas, 2 love show to thee. 11 Roddy's piping, 10 lads a leaping, 9 roots a selling, 8 80s gimmicks, 7 body slamming, 6 619s, 5 wrestling rings. Ow! 4 horsemen,
Not including Roma,
2 your bulldog, and 2 hearts kid with a brand new knee.
Wow.
12th day of Christmas, 2 love show to thee. 12 stunners stunning, 11 Roddy's piping, 10 lads a leaping, 9 roots a selling, 8 80s gimmick, 7 body slamming, 6 619s, 5 wrestling rings. Ow! 4 horsemen, not including Roma, 2 purple hogs, and 2 hearts kid with that brand new knee.
Ah, we got a winner.
Fantastic. Incredible job. I agree. He should definitely be under WWE employ. My goodness. 5 wrestling rings maybe was
5
my favorite part
until we
the
get into
Roma
discussion,
bits.
right?
My goodness.
So will you make sure Nate sees that
100%.
and see what his take? Roma, horseman, no horseman. Right? It's
I think he and Arn fall in the not a horseman category. And I think Roma actually challenged Rick to one more match after the last match. And I think everyone who was in Nashville agrees that was probably the last one.
yeah.
That was probably the last one.
But I just thought it was fun.
It was super fun.
Thank you. Yeah.
The Roma bit, the way it kept building, and then the comeback of Bret Hart's
Bret
knee.
Hart, he's got the bad knee, and now he's in surgery, and he comes back. That's all Casey. I didn't say end it with that photo of me and Bret. We just and I didn't say have the 2 guys harmonize. I just did the 2 different versions. And then he said, "Hey, can you do it with the music as quiet as possible?" He does an amazing job. So we see the Man on the Street, the video in your house video, and I've been really happy with his performance. And I just think he'd be a great asset to WWE.
Fantastic work.
Need to give him a call.
Super fun. Maybe my favorite part of the video is where it scrolls the horseman one last time and it says, "This is fine." Just the Roma-less photo. This is fine.
The Jeff Meacham Network, multiverse of media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
Hi, everybody. Really quick, I'm not going to stay on very long. Just wanted to, again, thank everybody at adfreeshows.com, Conrad Thompson and the team, for allowing me to use that clip from Folia's pod, clearly showing that, once again, Paul Roma should never have been a horseman, and he was anyway, but that Jeff Jarrett is a horseman because he wasn't singled out. Woo! Anyway, here he is, your host and mine, Step Boy Mike.
No amount of beer in the world will get rid of that. Hello, my internet fans. Welcome to this first playoff edition of 2023 of Stat Boy Sports Bar featuring Dori Lou. There she is. The gang is all here. We've got lots to talk about. And on today's show, as we have the NHL Power Rankings, which we'll get to real quick in just a bit, the full Week 18 scores, the final regular season and playoff power rankings and playoff brackets. We have the pick'em results and the playoff brackets for that. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us as long as you can. Let's start off with the NHL. We'll quickly run through that real quick. We got a little bit of news, and then we'll continue on. So as you can see, Boston is the number one team still at 68 points. Toronto and Carolina are at 57 points. Toronto has a 14-goal lead over Carolina, 141 to 127. VGK all day at 56 points, followed by their rivals. And thanks to a Kevin Fiala hat trick the other day, the Kings have moved up right below the Golden Knights at 54 points. They are tied with the Dallas.
Fiala land is a thing.
In fact, Fiala has scored 5 goals in 2 games. He almost got a back-to-back hat tricks. The Devils are the next team at 53 points. They are tied with the Jets. The Devils have a 4-goal lead over them, 136 to 132. The Capitals and Alex Ovechkin still doing the chase for Gretzky. He is currently at 809 goals. The Capitals are at 52 points. The Rangers are at 51 points. The Kraken still in the left column. A very surprising move there. They have 50 points straight out. The Lightning are at 49. The Wild are at 47. Matt Zuccarello comes back tonight after a 2-game injury to join his team. The Islanders and the Penguins are tied at 46, and the Flames have 46. Only 3 goals separate all 3 teams. The Islanders are at 129, the Penguins are at 128, and the Flames are at 126. The Oilers are at 45 points, the Penguins are at 44 points. The Blues and the Avalanche are at 43 points. The Blues have a 20-goal lead over them, so they're fine. The Sabres are at 42. The Panthers are at 40. The Senators, the Red Wings, and the Flyers are all tied at 39. The Senators have a 6-goal lead over the Red Wings and the Flyers. The Red Wings and the Flyers are actually tied at 114 goals, so we had to go one step further. The tiebreaker would be goals against, and the Red Wings have that stat, 129 to 133. The Canucks are at 37 points. The Canadiens are at 35 points. The Sharks are at 32. The Coyotes are at 31. The Ducks moved up another spot. Thank God. They are at 28 points.
They didn't move up. The other 2 teams moved down. Quit spinning.
The Blue Jackets are at 26 points and the Blackhawks are at 24 points. As you know, in this multitude of madness and media, in fantasy hockey, I am very proud to announce that Miss Dori Lou is now ranked number 4. She is only 3 points behind Nathan and about maybe 60 points behind the gentleman in the lower left corner down there. So you better watch your team there, Zach. Dori is sneaking up on you, especially when it comes to hockey. Wow, nothing to say on that, Zach?
No comment.
No comment. Good segue. All right.
Hey, wait. Hold
Okay,
on.
go ahead. Say it.
Where are you at?
Shut up.
Yeah, Mikey. Yeah, Mikey. Where you at in the standings on the fantasy hockey?
Be on camera, producer man, so you don't need to be part of this.
Hey! Guess what? I have the button, so I can, and I will.
You know, there's still time for you to put a team together and get in here if you really want to start talking
I would if I could, but I can't, so I won't.
next season.
Yeah, no.
Baseball.
Baseball been very bad to me.
Okay. Let's move on and let's get into the.
I'm an Angels fan. You really want me to involve in baseball? Come on now.
Nah, I'm still going to put Angels on my fantasy baseball team.
Oh,
Let's get
that's
into
your
the meat and potatoes of why you come into the sports bar every week, and that is football week.
Okay. You have to give me a second. Stretch a little bit on this on the scores because I'm working on it.
The regular season is over. All the teams have played their games that they were allowed to play. We will say that we are very impressed and very happy to say that Damar Hamlin is doing great. He's getting better day and day. He is tweeting and social mediaing, if that is a word, from his hospital bed, FaceTiming, getting better day by day. The power of prayer works. The positivity, the love, everything is going great for him. And hopefully he'll get to go home soon. It'll be amazing for him to come out onto the Buffalo Stadium, make an appearance. It'll be a media thing. You know that. You know there's still people probably out there in Cincinnati waiting for that moment for him to come out of his hospital bed. All right, the Chiefs beat the Raiders 31-3. Patrick Mahomes went 31-13, excuse me. Patrick Mahomes went 18 of 26 for 202 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, 2 sacks. Jarrett Stidham went 22 of 36 for 219 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, got sacked 6 times. The Chiefs were just playing to lock up the number 1 spot, which they did. They get the bye. We go through wild card weekend, and they will play the lowest ranked team that's left after this weekend.
There you go.
There you go. Next game, as we scroll down, this one was for the AFC South as the Titans lost to the Jaguars 20-16. Trevor Lawrence went 20 of 32 for 212 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, and 1 sack. Joshua Dobbs went 20 of 29 for 179 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, got sacked 4 times. This was only the second South Division title for the Jaguars. This one, if that was a sneeze, bless you.
It was a cough, but thank you anyway.
You're welcome. Their first title was in 2017. Had the Jaguars lost this match, they still could have gotten in, but it would have taken a lot of work by 3 other teams that had to lose. Don't remember which ones off the bat, but the Jaguars are in as the number 4 team.
So somebody put it on Twitter over the weekend or yesterday, wherever it was, that they want the Jaguars to win just so WWE has to give Tony Khan a championship belt. I endorse this fully. You chaotic, beautiful bastard, you. I'm here for it.
I think that was Josh who said that. Didn't you, Josh?
Josh,
I sent it, but someone else posted on Twitter.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to keep up with the current breaking news that's happening.
I will bring it up toward the end if we have time. If not, I have a show at 10:00 tonight, so we'll do that.
All right, next up.
Oh yeah, I forgot I'm doing this too. Sorry.
We're doing it too.
God, why does that Zoom look so shitty? But anyway,
that's all right. It's the Buccaneers. We've bashed them enough that there's not much left to bash left. 30-17 was the final score. Tom Brady only went 13 of 17 for 84 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, 0 sacks. Desmond Ridder went 19 of 30 for 224 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 2 sacks. Brady only played the first half of the game, which was long enough to break his own record for most completions in a season. However, this is the first time that Brady has lost to the Falcons. The past 11 games that they played, they would always win. Well, not this time. The Buccaneers will play the Cowboys in the playoffs.
Because, of course.
Go Cowboys.
That's right. Damn it.
Indeed. But again, they're going in.
Oh, shit.
You all right, bro?
Yeah, I'm still dealing with this cough. I'll go mute myself so I don't.
All right. But again, they're going in there with a losing record of 8-9, which is very, very sad. Very sad indeed. The Bills beat the Patriots. Dori, do you have any stats? Do you want to do any of the stats? Or?
Yeah, I have my stats.
Okay, go ahead. You take this one.
Okay, so Bills at the Patriots. Whew. Let's see. Jones. Bills won. Yay, Bills! 35-23. Bye-bye, Bill Belichick for at least this Super Bowl. Jones went 26 for 40, 243 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and was sacked once. And Allen went 19 for 31, 254 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, sacked twice, but they still managed to pull it out over the Patriots. They got a good run game too, though.
And they showed that running game with the opening kickoff after everyone was doing the outpouring of love, a 96-yard kickoff return to start the game. And again, like we said, Damar has been tweeting from his hospital bed, letting him know, as he gets better and better. This, of course, is only the 4th time in 23 playoff appearances that Belichick has not gotten into the playoffs.
I'm thinking I recently saw something that actually Damar has been released from the hospital.
Yeah, he's back in Buffalo, I believe.
He's in a Buffalo hospital now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, he's no longer in Cincinnati.
No, it's even the breaking news is not football related, and it's not good.
Okay.
Just we'll get there. I promise.
Yeah.
Okay. Next game is my beloved Minnesota Vikings, NFC North champs. Woo! We took on the Bears 29-13. We had both Cousins and Mullins in at some point. Cousins went 17 for 20, 225 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Mullins was 11 for 13, 116 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception, no sacks there. And then those Bears, dumb Bears.
Claypool, how you feeling?
Peterman went 11 for 19 for 114 yards, with Boyle doing 2 for 8 with 33 yards. Peterman got a touchdown. Boyle had threw 2 interceptions, and someone was sacked. You know what? It's all good. My Vikings are in. I'm a happy girl.
And what are the Bears going to do with this playoff, with this number 1 pick now that they get?
Will Anderson.
Really? Cool. I like it.
Yeah.
We all know a cornerback that from Oregon State that could go there too.
Yeah, everybody's got something somebody needs, right?
Exactly. Next game. Jeff, thank you. Oh, you went too far. There you go.
Okay, well, the next one was.
I'm having that up. Hang on, I'll figure out why it's doing that. Give me a second.
The Bengals and the Ravens, Dory.
I know what it is. I'm just.
So the Ravens took on the Bengals. The Bengals took that one 27-16. Brown went 19 for 44, 286 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and was sacked 4 times. Mr. Joe Burrow, 25 for 42, 215 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, sacked twice. It was funny because I actually was watching a little bit of this game towards the end. And on one of those sacks, the Ravens defenseman did a diving somersault after the sack to celebrate. It was kind of cool to watch.
And of course, if the Ravens had won their game, the playoff game that in the future would have been done by a coin flip, heads or tails. But luckily that didn't happen. A lot of the owners were not too happy, but they agreed to it, which is I'm a little concerned about that. I mean, if you're not happy with a potential decision, why agree to it? Just a curiosity thought there on that. I've never seen a coin flip decide anything more than the start of the game or the start of the opener. It is in there. It is in the playoff. It is in the rule book that a coin flip can break a tie if every possible tie-breaking scenario can't be made. I mean, first you start with your win-loss record, and then your home record, and then your away record, and then your strength, and then all the way down. And the very last thing is coin flip. It's one of those things, I guess. Jeff, are we okay on the graphics, or should we keep going?
I can't say anything right now. Can you guys hear me? No, you can't hear me because I'm.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You can hear me. Okay, yeah. Just go down to the next score. I'm having issues with the graphics.
Okay, the Texans beat the Colts 32-31. Davis Mills went 22 of 38 for 298 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and 1 sack. And Sam Ehlinger went 23 of 35 for 209 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and 2 sacks. This game was just a battle of both teams that did not do very well at all. The Texans, of course, was one of the first 2 teams to be eliminated. And, of course, the Colts followed 3 weeks later. So that was just one of the last games, really. Didn't really make much of a difference in the standings. The Dolphins took on the Jets and beat them 11-6. Joe Flacco went 18 of 33 for 149 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 0 sacks. Skylar Thompson went 20 of 31 for 152 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 1 sack. The Dolphins snapped their 5-game losing streak, and the win from Buffalo helped the Dolphins get into the playoff, or helped. Yeah, the Buffalo win helped the Dolphins get in. The last time the Dolphins were in the playoffs was in 2016. The Jets have finished the best they have in our little universe, and of course, in the last 3 years, we've been knocking on the Jets, we've been knocking on the Jaguars, and we've been knocking on the Lions. And look this season, all 3 teams have turned around and had much better seasons in the last 2 years than that. Unfortunately, we don't know what Tua Tagovailoa is doing. He's still in concussion protocol, and Coach McDaniel is being very tight-lipped about this. He is not saying anything because it's the playoffs. We don't know if he's going to play or not. So if he's going to play, he's going to play. If he's not, he's not.
So real quick, no Pop. We won't forget about our bashing. We're on top of that. And group Cowboy worship. Enjoy the Cowboys, but I'm sorry, I'm not going to worship the Cowboys. I'm a Vikings fan, Pop, but thank you.
That's my department.
You see, Pop, I'm always on Jeff about, his Dem boys, but this week they face Brady, so yeah,
They just need to take care of Brady.
Yes, please.
Yep.
Then I will be back to booing them.
Right.
All right. What's the next game?
The Broncos and the Chargers.
Do I have that one? No, I don't have those stats. Go right ahead.
Justin Herbert, Broncos defeated the Chargers 31-28. Justin Herbert went 25 of 37 for 273 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 1 sack. Russell Wilson went 13 of 14 for 283 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 2 sacks. The Chargers are going to play in the playoffs. The last time the Chargers made the playoffs was in 2018. All right, the battle between Josh's team and Baller's team, the Steelers and the Browns. 28-14 was the final score. Deshaun Watson went 19 of 29 for 230 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and 7 sacks. Kenny Pickett went 13 of 29 for 195 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, 1 sack. The Steelers did win the game to keep their playoff hopes alive, but it was the Dolphins that said, no, not going to happen. Yeah. And also, this news came out of Cleveland. Their radio broadcast fired for placing a bet on the Browns, even though it is legal in the state of Ohio to make a sports bet. It's a football rule. It's the old rule that got Pete Rose banned from the Hall of Fame. Josh, you want to talk about this? I mean,
he knows the rules. You're an NFL employee. You doesn't matter if it's legal in your state. You make a bet on a game, you reap the consequences. You're an NFL employee. You are not allowed to do that. I have a friend who works for the Cavs. He is not allowed to do any bets on any Cavs thing, not bet on anything at all within the arena. His people who he lives with cannot bet on any games either by his own contract. Yeah, so it's same with all sports. You work for the organization, you cannot place a bet on the game. It's that simple.
Makes sense.
So, like, I get it. He's a legend. We love him, but don't be stupid, dude.
Well, he forgot to turn his microphone off, apparently, because it broadcasted over the air. That's what got him fired as well. I think if he would have made the bet and not said a word about it, he could still have his job. Is that possible?
No.
It's only cheating. What are you saying, Mike? It's only cheating if you get caught. This isn't professional wrestling.
Oh my god.
He's got a point.
He's got a point.
All right. The next game.
Eagles-Giants.
Eagles-Giants. Eagles took that one, 22-16. For the Giants, Webb went 23 for 40, 168 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, sacked 6 times. Gee, I wonder what happened. Jalen Hurts went 20 for 35, 229 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, and sacked twice. Well, we think, what is that? Eagles have first seed?
Yep, the Eagles finally clinched their division title. It was a mix of them winning and the Cowboys losing. So they will sit in the wings, and whoever they play will be the lowest seed in that conference, and the Giants take on the Vikings. Shouldn't be a problem there, I think.
All the Eagles gained is a bigger ability to kiss my big cowboy gear-wearing ass later.
I really did want to get you a division shirt, bro. I don't
want a division shirt. I don't want anything unless it's a Super Bowl championship. But thank you. I appreciate that. That's why we didn't buy conference championship stuff in 2012, 2014 for the Kings.
Because you wanted the Stanley Cup shirt.
Exactly.
I understand that. So the DeMar Hamlin update is he's doing well. He is back in Buffalo.
Oh, hang on one second. We kind of glazed over the Steelers game and didn't give G his chance to talk about it.
Oh, you're right. Go ahead, G. I'm sorry about that.
How dare you? No, okay.
I dare not.
No, you're good. You're good. All right.
To be fair, the Steelers game ended up being more controversial than it needed to be, so we were trying to breeze through it. But anyway.
I'm not. No. So obviously, we beat the Browns. We turned our season around. We started out 2-6.
Yeah.
Ended at 9-8. You know, it's not the Super Bowl. It's not the playoffs, but this is our 16th season with Coach Tomlin having a winning record over 500 or better.
Yep.
Nice.
Things are turning around for us. You know, we have our quarterback now, Kenny Pickett. We have our running backs, Jalen Warren and Najee Harris. We have our tight end, Pratt Freiermuth. We have our tight ends, George Pickens. My God, what a player! Awesome. But yeah, those damn Jets, they had one freaking job to do, and they couldn't even get that done. So I'm going for the Cowboys this weekend against Brady. So that's my piece on everything with the Steelers. Hopefully we do better next year.
There we go. We can always improve, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, as long as you do better in something from the previous.
Oh, and fire Matt Canada.
Yeah, that's a must.
We'll take Brian Flores off your hands.
Yeah, right.
No.
Hey,
Wishful
he's already
thinking.
our top guy we're looking at for our new DC after we fired Joe Woods. Hallelujah! So,
seriously.
Hey, our boys want him back, so.
You want to touch on that, Joe Woods?
goodbye, good riddance. Don't let the door hit you if a good word split you.
Goodbye, so long. How Wiedersehen adieu.
We're not
Adieu to you, you stinky, stinky poo.
Yeah, we are not sad to see Joe Woods go.
No.
Unlike we are very sad to see someone else go, which we will get to later at the end of the show. Because holy crap! But yeah,
If we do it, then if not, we'll definitely do it in Talk Wrestling. I will tease at the end just to be a dick, though.
Well, I think we're making good time, so I think it can come up.
Yeah,
No.
All right, next game.
holy shit!
I'd
this is
rather
only
save
10
it
days
for
into
Talk
the-
Wrestling.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
Fine.
San Francisco and Arizona.
Go for it.
Brock Purdy went 15 of 20 for 100 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 4 sacks. David Blau, 14 of 18 for 180 yards, 101 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and 3 sacks. San Francisco has got the momentum going into the playoffs. They are on a 10-game winning streak. The Cardinals ended their season on a 7-game losing streak. So, and of course, San Francisco will take on Seattle.
And thank you, J.J. Watt.
And thank you, J.J. Watt. Yes. Of course, the big game going into the last couple of games of the season was the Seahawks and the Rams. Baker Mayfield went 13 of 26 for 147 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, 5 sacks. Geno Smith went 19 of 31 for 213 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and 3 sacks. After the game ended, Seattle put 2 words: "Go Lions," hoping that the Lions would not beat out the Packers and play spoilers, because had the Rams done their job, oh yeah, Baker Mayfield, great idea bringing Baker Mayfield. Oh yes, I'm not going to lie.
Does his team not like him? I mean, he got sacked 5 times.
Exactly.
He sucks.
He
sucks and they suck.
The game was tied at 16. The Seahawks are going for the win. Kicker comes up, and you hear the worst sound you can possibly hear in football. Boom.
Right.
Hits the post.
I heard that this year.
I was at work. I was at Weigel's when yes, they hit the post. They're still only for Mayfield to get picked off in overtime. And then, of course, the Seahawks does it right. Goes right down the middle. So there you go. And then, of course,
Baker Mayfield played for 3 different teams this year. None of them made it to the playoffs.
Yeah. How does that work?
Again, he sucks.
Yeah.
Stay home
Browns,
with
Panthers,
Baker Mayfield.
and the
I'm gonna start Baker bashing. How about that? We've beaten Brady as much as we possibly can. There's nothing more to break on Brady. I'm sorry.
There's always something big about Brady.
Wait now.
I'm Baker bashing is what I'm doing.
We will Brady bash as long as that man is still wearing a jersey.
Amen.
As long as he has anything to do with NFL.
Yes.
Because if he actually does end up becoming a commentator, I'm sure we'll be bashing him then too.
Oh, we're gonna bash him harder.
Yes.
Put him on CBS, because there are 2 letters in that word that explain Tom Brady.
BS.
Yep.
He is not worthy to be on the Fox crew. The Fox crew is legendary, okay? Michael Strahan, legendary. Terry Bradshaw, legendary. The other guys whose names I can't remember, legendary. Really?
Terry Bradshaw is an asshole.
Fox
Yeah.
is 2 of the is 2 of the worst in the business.
Why do you want to put Tony Romo with Tom? Why do you hate Tony? Why do you hate Tony Romo so much?
There are only 4 major outlets that has football. CBS,
I asked you a question.
Hold on, I'm getting to that.
Okay.
CBS, Fox, ESPN, now Prime Video, and NBC. Okay, fine, and NBC Peacock. Okay.
Okay.
Fox is the top. Fox is high when it comes to football, anyway. Let's not get on their political stuff. Okay. CBS is crap. Where does the crap go? At the bottom. If Brady goes anywhere near Fox, I won't watch Fox anymore.
I don't mind Brady going to NBC because anybody's better than Chris Collinsworth.
God,
what's wrong with Al Michaels?
Al Michaels is Mikey's clearly watching Sunday Night Football still. Al's been on Sunday Night Football all season, dude. He's on the Prime Video broadcast.
Yeah,
when he is
exactly.
on.
What kind of a deal was that all about? Why put Al Michaels on Prime when nobody who Amazon Prime is not a football platform.
Okay, because Al Michaels chose that.
Yes,
he didn't want to
darling.
deal with NBC's bullshit anymore. Go ahead, Zach.
Because somebody has to help Kirk Herbstreit, because we all know, God, he is awful.
Yes.
Herbstreit and Collinsworth. It's like 1-1. They both suck.
I thought what's his name was calling the games with Collinsworth.
I can't think of his name. It's the black guy.
NBC, he does Mike something or other. He does everything for NBC now.
The other guy on Sunday Night Football.
He's the Black Costas. He does everything for NBC now.
Let me see.
Yeah, thank you, Chief. I forgot his name.
I
Anyway,
like the
yeah.
other guy. I mean, I'm not calling it an improvement on.
Okay,
on
well,
the
problem with Al Michaels being on NBC was he specifically asked for that trade with the Walt Disney Company to or went along with it to be with John, and then John
guy with
passed,
Collinsworth is Mike Tirico.
Mike Tirico. I like Tirico just fine. Thing is that, like I said, Al Michaels wanted to be with John Madden, then John retired. Now he's since passed. Collinsworth is obnoxious. I've never liked him on commentary ever, and he's
give me his job.
Seriously. So Brady, while we don't like Brady's choices when it comes to playing on the field and the way he conducts himself as a quarterback, during non-game times, the guy knows his shit, and he's got charisma for days. You can't even deny that. Nobody's gonna sit there and deny that to me, or I will have a debate till the end of the season. And he's better than Collinsworth, in my opinion. I'd rather keep the expert, like Tony Romo's like the quarterback guy on CBS. Terry Bradshaw went. Thing is, Terry Bradshaw's not calling the games. He's in the booth during the intermissions and during the halftimes and all that. So, the people actually on the call, I wouldn't mind Brady being on the call with somebody. That'd be okay with me. It's just I don't like Collinsworth, and I don't want to saddle Tony Romo out to deal with Brady on the regular. Because I like Tony a lot. That's our boy.
Every single team.
He can't help himself from being a complete yutz, and it's very frustrating to listen to on the regular.
Yeah.
Anyway, we need to keep going. I'm sorry.
Let's go with the last two games.
Last two games?
Last two games. The Commanders and the Cowboys. Dak Prescott. Commanders beat the Cowboys 26-6. Dak Prescott 14 of 37 with 128 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 1 sack. Sam Howell 11 of 19 for 169 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 3 sacks. Dak Prescott was not very happy with his post-game interviews. However, Jerry Jones believes that it's going to motivate the team and get them to continue on into the playoffs, which I can understand and I can believe. I mean, if you have the disheartening loss, you need to turn it around and get the victory. Agree, Jeff?
Yeah, that's really all I can say without getting in trouble, because there's children in the house now.
And the last game, Dori, go ahead and take this one.
All right. Matchup with the Lions and the Packers, and oh my God, the Lions pulled through 20-16. Goff went 23 for 34, 224 yards, no touchdowns or interceptions, sacked 1 time. Aaron Rodgers, 17 for 205, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, sacked twice. At the end of the game, somebody, I can't remember who it was, asked Rodgers for his jersey, and he said, "No, I think I'm going to keep this one." Is that telling us something?
It's the same scenario that has happened the last seasons of questioning whether Aaron Rodgers is going to play or not. He needs to make that call. One or the other. Stop leaving us in the middle, because we want to give a definitive be done with Rodgers. If you're going to play, play. If you're not, don't. Bottom line.
Yep.
And he looked so depressed. He looked like he lost his favorite dog in the. I mean, I get that you lost the game. I get that you're not going to the playoffs, but don't make me think you antidepressants or anything like that, or you've lost everything. You're a great guy, Aaron Rodgers. Okay, you're plus you're getting up there in years. You're just behind Brady. We get that, but don't make it sound like, oh my God, I lost. And he actually said a bad word that CBS actually aired. He actually swore during that's kind of naughty there, but he slipped up.
Yeah, he slipped up on that interview. But you know what? He has the right to be depressed. The Lions and the Vikings did better than Rodgers this year.
Yeah.
And I'll keep it. I will take it. Skull.
There you go. So what does this mean? Entire playoff situation, the rankings, and how the playoffs are going to go. Let's take a look at the final 18-week season-ending rankings as done by me. Jeff, could you please put the graphic up for the rankings there?
He's multitasking. Give him a second.
Multitasking. Okay.
So remember, he said there's kids in the house now.
Oh, that's right.
So, hey, Jeff, you're
Jeff,
muted,
your
darling.
microphone's off
Can
too.
you bring up
Can't hear you.
I understand that. What were we asking about? Graphic for what now?
Power
the
rankings. NFL power rankings.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. We're doing a show. Don't mind me. Okay, power rankings. I think that's it.
There we go. Kansas City.
Okay.
Kansas City is the number one team, 14-3 over Philadelphia. They scored more points. I don't have the point structure with me right now. The Bills are the number 3 team. They finished 13-3. The 49ers finished 13-4. The Vikings finished 14-3. So I should have mixed that. I have that backwards, I believe, and it was the whole issue with the game that got canceled, so I do apologize for that. The Bengals are 12-4. The Cowboys are 12-5. The Chargers are 10-7. The Ravens are 10-7 as well. The Giants finished at 9-7-1. The Lions finished at 9-8. Again, I'm very happy to say that the Lions had a winning season. I really was rooting for them. I really did want to see them get into the playoffs. It just didn't happen, but this is the best finish for the Lions in the last 3 years. The Seahawks also finished at 9-8. The Jaguars finished at 9-8. The Dolphins finished at 9-8 as well. The Steelers finished 9-8 as well also. And the Commanders were 8-1. The Packers were 8-9. The Patriots were 8-9. The Buccaneers were 8-9. I should have put the Buccaneers a little bit higher because of the division championship, but I went with the rankings. There is a playoff ranking that I did work on. I can release that later. The Falcons, they finished 7-10 along with the Browns and the Panthers and the Saints and the Titans. They all finished 7-10. Of course, I'm looking over at the Stat Board 9000, getting all my numbers from there. So if I'm stalling a little bit, the Jets were 7-10 too. Again, the Jets had a very good season this year, much better than the last 2 years at that. The Raiders, they went 6-11. Champions, there's the Rams. They were out in week 15. They were only 5-12, along with the Broncos at 5-12. The Colts went 4-12-1. The Cardinals went 4-13. The Texans went 3-13-1, and the Bears went 4-13. So the Bears get that. Actually, I think the Bears went 3-14 because they had the worst record. I think I messed up on the board over there. So they get the number 1 draft pick. Now, when it comes to the Pick'em contest, we have
We're not going to do the rankings for the playoffs like you asked me.
Go ahead and show the playoff rankings. Go ahead and show that. There it is. The Kansas City and Philadelphia are the number 1 teams in their division, but Kansas City did better. So as you can see, Tampa Bay is the lowest based off of their record, 8-9. And of course, this has also nothing to do with the wild cards and everything. I know a lot of people are saying,
that's what this is.
Yeah, that's what that is. There is the playoff bracket. This is what we're going to use for the playoff bracket challenge. This is our little. This has nothing to do with the pick'em. This is what we're all gonna do our brackets, and I don't think we're gonna have time to make our predictions live on stream. So what we'll do is I'll send this graphic to everybody, and we'll just do the wild card weekend matchups. The Jaguars versus the Chargers, the Bengals versus the Ravens, the Bills versus the Dolphins, the Buccaneers versus the Cowboys, the Vikings versus the Giants, and the 49ers versus the Seahawks. We'll make our picks. Then, of course, the teams get reseeded. The lowest seed in the AFC plays the Chiefs. The lowest seed in the NFC plays the Eagles. The remaining two teams play each other. They go on to the conference championship, then they go on to the Super Bowl, and whoever does the best will have the best bracket. Again, this is open to everybody in the Meacham multitude of madness and media.
Oh my God, Mikey! If you're gonna at least plug it right. Fuck me.
It's the beer talking, okay? I'm
Jeff
sorry.
Meacham Network as much as I just love that name because it's so silly. Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse of Media.
Of course, and of course, bragging rights are on the line. So everybody watching, you can message myself. Let me know what your picks are. I'll put together a Microsoft Excel file, and I'll let everybody know who's doing the best. So this is a new thing for the channel and for the show, for Stat Boy Sports Bar and all that.
Okay, so just a quick question for anybody that's better at stats and math than I am when it comes to football, which is everybody. The only way the Cowboys will play the Eagles is if the Eagles. Hang on, let me look here. The Cowboys can play the Eagles if the Vikings have to win and the Seahawks have to lose.
Right.
The
Vikings would have to be the Giants. The 49ers would have to be the Seahawks. The Cowboys would have to beat the Bucks.
Well, obviously.
The Cowboys would be the number 5 team, and Vikings would play 49ers. And
for the love of God, Seattle, you better friggin' win because I don't want to deal with the Eagles yet. Anyway. All right.
And once I sober up a little bit, I'll make sure to put everything out.
Yeah,
remember, guys, he's had one beer. He's a lightweight. Forgive him.
Yeah, it's empty.
Hey, if I can bring on the air and still pull off a 5-hour marathon, Mikey can do an hour show.
I know I can.
Yeah.
Lame ass.
Now,
anyway, now we can do the pick 'em. All right.
Now we'll do the pick 'em.
Pick on the results. There are the Week 18 results. These are the overall results. Dori is the winner. 169 picks. 169 correct picks, beating out JP at 164, JJ at 162.
I missed the Week 18 results. I'm sorry, guys.
What is it?
I missed the Week 18 scores. I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't copy and paste properly.
That's fine. I'll roll with it. JJ took third place at 162. Tammy and Mike are tied at 159. Brandon at 157. Zach at 156. Emmanuel and Pop at 150. And Daniel and Nathan at 142. She's now a back-to-back regular season champion, folks. She did 167 last year, 169 this year. She improved.
I improved my own record.
Get this girl in the sports book and make a fortune. Now, what is the playoffs? Here's how the playoffs are going to go. Dori, JP, and JJ go to the next round. Along with Tammy and Mike, their matchup goes into the next round. So Emmanuel and Pop are going to do their 6 picks in wildcard weekend. Zach is going to take on Daniel, 6 against 6. Brandon is going to take on Nathan. Everyone's still going to make their picks for wildcard weekend. There's 6 games up for grab. It's a head-to-head matchup, so whoever does the best moves on. The winner of Emmanuel and Jerry moves on to face Dori in the next round. Zach and Daniel, the winner faces JP. Brandon and Nathan faces JJ. The tiebreaker is, if I remember from last season, it will be the total number of points in all 6 games. Whoever comes the closest, that's the tiebreaker. If I'm remembering correctly, I will go back into my archives. I don't remember if I did game by game or if I did the total. One of those 2 will be the tiebreaker. Then we go into the divisional titles, divisional matchups. We do it again, head-to-head matchup. Then we go to the conference, head-to-head matchup. We go to the Super Bowl, head-to-head matchup. The winner of the playoffs is your standard winner. I believe Renegade won the playoffs last year, and we total up all the points, and whoever has the most points is the overall champion. And you're looking at her. She's right over here. She's got a title to defend, so watch yourself on that. And I believe that's everything on tap.
I believe it is too. Let me just double check to make sure we got through the banners I set up. It is. Okay, so we're going to plug what's coming up because Uncle Jay wanted this done by quarter of. We're well ahead of that, so we're going to go ahead and do the plugs real quick. Coming up at the top of the hour, a little bit before, because we're going to start the stream at quarter till the hour, is our coverage of NXT New Year's Evil. That'll be with Noah and James on call. Yes, Noah is calling a Not Noah's NXT show for the first time ever, right?
I might have to watch.
Yeah, right?
Not during the week, though.
Not a weekday.
Yeah. So this is the first time Noah's calling a weekday show for NXT. And then after New Year's Evil is over, whenever that concludes, I usually go 10:05 Eastern, but, NXT could do an overrun. It is a weekly show, so we'll see. We'll be on with Talk Wrestling. And yes, as we get, we're not going to bring it up. We're not going to have a full dissertation on it because I do want to get into it after the show is over. But we will be talking about the breaking news. And there it is, if you're not aware. Stephanie has resigned. There you go. So
Back in charge.
we'll get all into it coming up at after New Year's Evil because Lord knows it's a new year and that's definitely some evil stuff going on up at Titan Tower. Anyway, so let me make sure I got all the other plugs for everybody else. I do. Yay me. I did good. Big G, I don't have your graphic for some reason. I never got it sent to me. I didn't ask, honestly. That was 100% my bad.
Okay.
But where can we find you on the socials?
You can find me at nodq.com/bigbology. That'll take you to my Twitter and bigbology at bigbology1988 on TikTok.
Yes, and make sure you follow our friends at nodq.com also on the TikTok because Aaron just can't help with be on the new fad. You can also check out the NoDQ review on Sundays, which they'll be on after us, so we can talk about Open Mic Night first. Raw recap, SmackDown recap, Dynamite recap, and Dynamite's going to be special this week. We'll get to that momentarily. Again, Open Mic Night every Saturday, whether there's a super card that day or not. You can check out Greg Sherry's show tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern 4 Pacific, leading into Dynamite. Josh, your socials, my friend?
Follow me on Twitter at CatholicJosh122, Instagram, Malamangram. You'll see me posting about everything right there. I've been on my phone on Twitter the past show, looking at all the breaking news of all the absolute bullshit that has just come out that Jeff will get to on his show. Yes. So follow me there. What? Sound like you're about to say something.
There was a question in the private chat about everybody being on Talk Wrestling. I'm at a different household than my own, so I don't want to agree to that necessarily because it's not my place to say. We will talk about that later. Anyway, G, here is your socials. I thank you to JJ across the room for sending that over here. Josh, I already have. Thank you though. Make sure I got everything else. Let's see what else I need here. Okay. So I think. Yeah. I'm sure.
I need to apologize to Zach. I missed the game between Carolina and New Orleans, so I'll quickly get that one out.
You say Carolina,
no.
We still need to go over the actual stats of the game. That's only fair to the teams.
Okay. I didn't want to.
I'll touch one thing. You lose to a quarterback. You lose to a quarterback with a 2.6 QBR.
Yeah,
it's an upset. I mean,
that's bad.
That's the lowest winning QBR in NFL history of a game. 2.6.
It's accurate.
Okay.
I was there.
I do apologize. I am sorry. I missed that game. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I guess I just Britt. I was trying to rush. I apologize.
G, thank you. Appreciate it, brother. Have a good night. Okay. So, yes, no NXT spoilers for Meach, even though I'm going to be in the room when it's being produced on the call. JJ and I still are going to be watching the show because we don't have access to it. So please don't spoil NXT. Anybody at all. Anyway, looking at you, Josh. Anyway,
Yeah, I was good yesterday, and I'll be
You
good.
were good yesterday. This is fair. You were good yesterday.
Yeah, I'm not worried about NXT
why
right
did
now.
Baller leave so quickly?
Aaron's about to go live.
Aaron's going live to talk about the news because God forbid he gets usurped by anybody else, including me, which is fine.
Is that why Baller left?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aaron just put it in the review chat.
That's it. All right. Well, anyway, before we close, and Dori, do you have a weekly delight we can?
I've always got something up here. So let's see. Just for those who are maybe new to us, we do a weekly delight because there's so much negativity in the world, and yes, we like to bash our various football people and all that good stuff, but we got to have those positives out there. Try and keep them going.
Yes.
One of my favorites is no matter what you're doing, you don't know what anybody else may be going through. I am back in retail right now, working at a gas station evenings, and I've had a few interesting customers, but as long as I keep smiling, everything is good, and it keeps people wondering what I'm up to, or rather what I'm thinking. But let's go today. Where is it? From Her Royal Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. It is often the small steps, not the giant leaps, that bring about the most lasting change. So I'm trying to do changes in my life right now, and I know I have these steps to get there and keep that progress going. With a smile on your face to keep them wondering what you're thinking.
There you go. I love it. So tomorrow, Greg actually just messaged me if I'm going to be on the Greg Cherry Show tomorrow. No, I won't be home because I will be at the Forum with the Renegade as we watch Dynamite and Rampage being taped, as well as Dark and Elevation, I'm sure, because that's what they do on Wednesday nights when they're taping the shows. But this is what you have just for tomorrow. And there's a reason. There's a lower third with the Jeff Meacham Network watch along logo because Noah and James will be calling the action as JJ and I are in the building. And yes, for the third time this week, the Jericho Appreciation Society will be in a LA venue at a show because at least this time we'll be there for it because my kid usurped me yesterday, a little shit, because they were at the Kings game yesterday and they were at PWG this weekend. So damn Chris Jericho, it's all his fault. He doesn't tell me anything anymore. The son of a bitch.
He's going to be on Name That Tune. We know that much.
Well, yeah, but that's I'm going to already be at the arena, so I'll have to watch the DVR. I really don't care about that right now. He trust me, if I get close enough to Chris, he's going to get massive crap tomorrow because he went to a Kings game and didn't tell me, and then he was at PWG and nobody told me until I had to find out later. So I was mad. I'm going to be mad. I'm allowed to be mad. Anyway, we thank everybody for tuning in. I know it's crazy weather for most of you all still in the country, especially here in SoCal. This is bananas. Again, stay tuned. Coming up in about 15 minutes, give or take, for our coverage of New Year's Evil, and then we'll be going live. I'm going to be on No DQ, even though Aaron's deciding to go live on No DQ right now because I already was promised a slot, damn him. So, NoDQ.com, the Greg Cherry brand, the Casa D-18 Studios, of course, because I'm live in the Casa D-18 Studios. Anyway, Simple Man's brand, the J. Herbert Studios, and of course the Jeff Meacham Network with Talk Wrestling. That'll be immediately following New Year's Evil, so stay tuned for that. Mikey, take us home.
Follow us on Twitter at LBStatKid1977 and Hathaway Lou, respectively. On the social media for all the tournament bracket stuff. I will be posting that tonight with all the rules and everything else. Keep an eye on the brackets for the pick'em. That's going to come out as well. Enjoy the playoffs. Be safe. I love you all. One beer in, and I'm ready to go. I'm saying it now. Go Vikings for the Super Bowl. Stat Boy out.
You traitor. You're fired.